What y'all think about Boosie? I don't care about his fan base. I don't care about none of that. This on Tubi movie.
8. So boom, Victoria Woods went straight nuclear on BoosieBadazz after he spoke on the GloRilla family drama. She called him washed, labeled him a hypocrite, and things got messy fast. Here's the full breakdown of how Boosie caught that. Verbal fade. This whole situation popped off because Boosie did what Boosie always does. He talked. The man's been outspoken since the early 2000s, but this time, he stepped into something that wasn't really his lane. And Victoria was already on standby, just waiting for somebody to test her. Around February 9th, 2026, Boosie pulled up to the Breakfast Club and started chopping it up about the pressure artists face when family expects them to feed everybody. Once the check's clear, he made it clear from the jump he wasn't choosing sides.
I want to speak on something right quick. I ain't siding with GloRilla, I ain't siding with GloRilla.
Cool, he said. He was just keeping it real about how folks switch up when money enters the picture. According to him, people think rappers got unlimited paper, when in reality, that bag ain't as deep as it looks.
People be thinking we have more money than we have. Every artist who got 50 million ain't got 50 million. Every artist you think got 100 million ain't got 100 million.
Then he used his own family as the example. He said if he had $1 million and had to split it between 7 brothers and sisters, plus his mom and dad, that money would be gone before he could even turn around.
Juvenile said, if I give everybody, I'm gonna be broke, man. Just think if I got $1 million. I got 7 brothers and sisters.
He broke it down, plain and simple. If he handed everybody 100 racks, that whole million is finished. No mystery, no leftovers, just gone.
I give each y'all 100,000, I'm broke. If I really look out like you want me to look out, it's gone.
And he kept repeating he wasn't trying to jump into nobody's family business. Said it more than once, like he really wanted that disclaimer stamped.
I'm not siding with Glow or Blow because that's a family situation. I don't know what happened. I ain't getting no family business.
But see, Victoria wasn't buying the neutral angle. What she heard was Boosie low-key co-signing GloRilla's decision not to break bread with her people. In her mind, that wasn't neutral. That was backup Dot and Victoria.
You got Boosie raccoon eyes talking about some, I'm not on nobody's side, but I'm just saying you are taking side.
She said it straight up in her eyes. BoosieBadazz was basically justifying why GloRilla wasn't sliding. No money to the family, no coding. That's how she took it.
Cause basically you saying she ain't got no money, so she ain't trying to give us nothing. You justifying her. I don't give a.
Then she doubled down. Said she didn't care about his fan base. Didn't care about none of what he got going on. Claimed he's out here making Tubi movies now. So he fell off and need to go sit down somewhere.
What y'all think about Boosie? I don't care about his fan base. I don't care about none of that. This on Tubi movie.
She was going bar for bar with him on live and wasn't easing up. Brought up how Boosie's been on the wrong side of conversations about the LGBTQ community. Called him a full-blown hypocrite, said he promotes violence and drugs in his music, but had all that smoke for Lil Nas X.
And I already don't like you anyway, Boosie, because you know why? You don't like gays. You don't like gays. Nas X.
She said, you promote guns, weed, reckless living, but want to judge somebody else? Basically told him you can't criticize Nas X while pushing that image. In her words, that's hypocritical. Then she made it personal. Said she never rocked with him anyway. I know I never liked you. Told him, go make some more La Budja joints. Stop trying to hop fences just to sit with the in crowd. But then, she dropped the line that had the whole internet crying. She said she thought they were cool because they had something in common. I thought we was cool. We diabetic. That line went crazy. The diabetic twin bar was running across every timeline. To his credit, Boosie kept it playful. He jumped on X, called her his diabetic twin, said my bad, and claimed he was just speaking on real-life situations. Said he's got sibling issues too. He wasn't trying to beef. Even called her skinball jokingly and kept it moving. But Victoria, she wasn't done. She came back in another clip and aimed at the Breakfast Club too. Said they've got a huge platform. So yeah, she's got a problem with them letting that slide. Even cracked a joke about why it's called the Breakfast Club. If there ain't no breakfast up there, she was on go. Took shots at Charlemagne, took shots at Boosie, and warned everybody watching, if you mention her name, be ready with a comeback. Because she's sending shots right back. Now, that so-called fight footage between Boosie and GloRilla's sister. No hands thrown, no loops, all verbal smoke. Victoria was going at anybody she felt was capping for GloRilla. But to really understand why she had that much fire in her chest, you gotta rewind to the root of it. Because this didn't start yesterday? According to her, this frustration been building for 4 years. 4 years of watching GloRilla go from sharing a mattress with roaches crawling across the floor to walking red carpets and catching Grammy nominations. And through all that, Victoria says the family didn't get lifted, didn't get pulled up, stayed stuck in the same trenches. She later sat down with DJ UTV for her first real interview and took it all the way back growing up in Frasier, Memphis, one of 10 kids in one household.
Victoria said flat out, growing up was survival mode. She didn't really start living life until she hit adulthood. And then she said something that hit different. She said getting McDonald's was like winning the lottery for them. That wasn't just dinner, that was an event. Pulling up for a hot and spicy, that was a celebration. Then when she ended up in foster care and her foster mom casually told her to grab some snacks from the store like it was nothing, she didn't even know how to process that. Back at her crib, a bag of chips was a blessing. In foster care, it was normal. That contrast messed with her. She even said the food folks get locked up eating was better than what they had at home. That's how rough it was. Their dad worked at the post office, but the money never stretched far enough for a household of 12. Victoria said he was always borrowing from a neighbor named Mr. Raymond, and Raymond was taxing him heavy. Borrow 20, pay back 40. Robbing Peter to pay Paul just to keep the lights on. But through all of that, she said the siblings held each other down. They cracked jokes when their stomachs were growling, laughed through the hunger, had each other's backs when nothing else was working. That's the foundation she stands on. In her mind, they struggled together, starved together. So when one makes it out the mud, everybody's supposed to eat. That's the code where they from. So when GloRilla blew up in 2022 off FNF, let's go, Victoria said she was proud, genuinely happy for her little sister. She texted her congratulations, but the text went green. GloRilla had switched her number, and nobody got the new one. Victoria said she asked their mom for it and was told she couldn't hand it out without GloRilla's permission. And according to her, once the money started flowing, their mama's head got gassed up too. From that point on, Victoria says they were cut off from GloRilla's world. Claims she was never invited to a show. The one concert she attended, her mama had to sneak her in through the back. When Victoria went on TMZ, she put a number on it. Said all she wanted was $2,500 per sibling. Not a mansion, not a Benz, just $2,500 each. She said if GloRilla had just slid that, she wouldn't have gone live. Wouldn't have bashed her. At least it would have been something. And she made it clear it wasn't just about her. She said there are 9 other siblings and none of them are getting anything. Then she dropped the claim that really shook the internet. She said their mom is still clocking in at FedEx every single day. Said GloRilla did not retire her like social media has been saying. According to Victoria, people are believing a fake narrative about that. That right there, that's what blew the lid off. That's what had the internet split straight down the middle. That's what made everybody and their mama pick a side. GloRilla didn't match Victoria's energy. She didn't jump on live screaming, didn't go bar for bar with her big sister online. Instead, she played it quiet, surgical. She let paperwork talk. She posted screenshots on Instagram, text messages from their mother. In those messages, their mama thanked GloRilla for everything, called her a blessing, and acknowledged that she takes care of the family. Those texts directly contradicted what Victoria had been saying on every platform she touched. But didn't stop there. Other siblings came out the woodwork and started pressing Victoria heavy. GloRilla's brother and sister hopped on live together and immediately challenged the narrative. They were heated. They said, since when is having a job something to clown? Just because their mom still works at FedEx doesn't mean GloRilla isn't doing anything. In their words, that was cap. Then they laid out what they called the real financials. Said GloRilla gave their mom $500,000. Bought her a house. Bought their dad a car. Said she randomly sends money just to check in and make sure everybody's straight. They painted the picture of a sister who takes care of the family, the ones who don't bring chaos with them. But they also started dropping bombs on Victoria. They called her a pathological liar, accused her of finessing people, said she's brought shady individuals around who ended up robbing the family house, claimed she's burned bridges with just about everybody and now wants to play victim. And then the 2015 situation resurfaced. According to court documents that started circulating again, Victoria was arrested for domestic assault after allegedly pulling a gun on GloRilla during an argument at Memphis hotel. GloRilla was 15. Victoria was 19. Police reportedly found the weapon hidden outside, based on what the victim told them. That incident, that's the one most people point to when explaining why GloRilla distanced herself. Because when your own big sister allegedly pulls a strap on you while you're still a kid, that changes everything. Trust don't bounce back easy from that. Victoria addressed it during her sit-down with Jut and denied it completely. Said it never happened. But other siblings backed the story and claimed that's exactly why the family moves differently around her. They also said she was placed in foster care because of her own behavior, not because the rest of the family lied. Victoria told a different version. She claimed her siblings lied to CPS and said abuse wasn't happening, which got her sent back to a home she didn't want to be in. She argued she was outnumbered, and when 5 people say one thing and you're the only one saying another, who do people believe? That part alone had the internet debating hard. One interesting voice in all this was GloRilla's brother. He said he hasn't spoken to her in 4 years either. But unlike Victoria, he didn't jump online demanding money. He said he introduced her to music from the heart and never expected anything back. Completely different energy. Meanwhile, GloRilla's started reposting memes about entitlement and even shared job listings from Indeed. She was sending messages without saying names. Her camp's position was simple. She blesses the ones who stay solid. And in their eyes, Victoria hasn't been solid in a long time. Then the internet really turned it into a circus. Rappers, bloggers, everybody started picking sides like it was a pickup game. One of the first to jump in was Finesse 2 times. The Memphis rapper reposted Victoria's TMZ clip and basically told her to sit down and grind. Said every city got truck stops, ways to hustle, ways to stack paper. Stop measuring your future off somebody else's success. Victoria? She wasn't letting that ride. She went back on live and started questioning his whole career path. Took shots at him personally. Basically asked how you go from rapper to streamer and expect people to take you serious. She kept pressing him. You as a rapper, how you go from rap to streaming. Something ain't adding up. She went at his body, his pockets, his girl who's locked up, even brought his kid into it. Victoria was treating this like a full-on diss track session. No filter, no mercy. Then she flipped it and said if he's using her name for views, he need to cut her in on it. Basically told Finesse 2 times if she's the topic helping him make his beans, send her a check too. And she was laughing through it, like she was enjoying the chaos. Said she's getting booked off all this attention anyway, so everybody should keep talking. But Finesse wasn't laughing. He jumped on live and took it up a notch. Said his issue wasn't even about GloRilla's specifically. It was about taking family business to the internet. That's what he couldn't respect. In his words, at the end of the day, that's your blood. Handle it off the timeline. He said he's been publicly aired out before and knows how that feels. Claimed that's why he moves different now. Trust gets violated once, it sticks. Then other rappers started chiming in. Freddie Gibbs hopped on X and joked, "Man, I love Memphis," with laughing emojis like the whole thing was reality TV. The game sided with the idea that nobody owes family anything just because they share blood. And just like that, the discourse went national. Then came the plot twist nobody predicted. Tory Lanez, currently locked up for shooting Megan Thee Stallion, sent Victoria the exact $2,500 she had been demanding from GloRilla. Victoria posted the Apple Pay receipt and thanked him publicly. The irony? Wild. She spent weeks dragging GloRilla for not sending the money, and the one who sent it was sitting in a prison cell and had shot one of GloRilla's close collaborators. The timeline went crazy over that, and it didn't stop there. An old video resurfaced of Victoria herself getting beat up during what people described as an alleged robbery situation, similar to footage she had previously leaked of GloRilla. Now the shoe was on the other foot. People started calling out the hypocrisy. You can't try to embarrass somebody with old footage when you've got your own circulating too. Victoria then claimed retaliation was happening behind the scenes. Said her Facebook page got reported and taken down, wiping out content and income. Claimed even the people monitoring her GPS ankle monitor were getting calls, and she was worried about legal setups. What started as a sister venting turned into a full-blown internet war. Rappers, bloggers, fans, trolls, everybody pouring gasoline on it. The family beef wasn't family anymore. It belonged to the timeline. Now here's the real question. After all the lives, interviews, receipts, subliminals, clapbacks, and that $2,500 twist, is there any coming back from this? During her sit-down with Judd, Victoria got asked point blank, what would it take for her and GloRilla to look each other in the eye again? And she couldn't answer, because at this point, damage has been done on both sides.